One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences.
Greetings and welcome to One Question. Let's continue the conversation between Matt Roberts and China Jude, Senior Associate Athletics Director for Administration and SWA at the University of Wyoming.
Given that it is day 5 for you at Wyoming, and we were laughing before we started recording, of course, about on the surface level at least, how culturally different it would seem Queens, New York is from Laramie, Wyoming. But which I would think it is. But the real question here, given the last 10 minutes of conversation, is like strategically, how are you going about understanding the campus culture now at Wyoming? And I'm sure it's going to take some time to do that, but I'd love to hear your thought process about how you put that into context of your own leadership style and what you are learning about that university.
Well, it's interesting because this is my 9th institution that I've worked at, and I've worked pretty much in Division I and Division IIs, but this is my very first FBS institution. So although I have 10 years of athletic director experience on the Division II, I really feel that I'm starting from scratch. And with that in mind, I must keep an open mind on everything. And so what I've been doing over these last 5 days, as well as probably over the next 90 days, is just listen, learn, look, ask questions, and making sure that I definitely understand my role and how I can contribute in supporting the athletic director as well as the coaches and the student athletes. So I've been just visiting a lot of people from legal counsel to Title IX coordinators to just different offices around the campus so I can just understand what those fees are about here and then how I can lend those 10 years of me being an athletics director, how can I bring it to the forefront whenever I'm asked to contribute. I'm really excited that in the days that I've been here, just so many people have came to my office and introduced themselves. Heck, the football coach came to visit me twice. I loved it, So it really goes to show that people really do want to be successful, and they want to try to utilize all the resources in the department so they can be successful. So just a lot of visiting and a lot of note-taking, and hopefully when that time comes, and then, of course, my responsibilities in working with the conference initiatives as well. And then also keep in mind, I still hold responsibilities with MOA and some other national committees, too, for national organizations. So I'm still balancing that at the same time. And it's a very exciting time to be at the University of Wyoming. I think a lot of people think that it is a cultural change. I think the only cultural change is based upon if a person's social life, based upon if there's particular restaurants I want to go to or anything like that. But college sports is college sports. We're all following the NCAA guidelines, and everything's about the athletic director's philosophy and, of course, the compliance aspect of things. And I'm just going to keep chipping away, and I'm really hoping to grow from this experience.
You mentioned being a note taker, and I was going to kind of ask how you're taking all this information in. And some people may do it by the written word. Some people may let it bang around in their heads, and eventually the connections start to formulate. But do you find yourself in down moments reading back through those notes, or just is the act of taking the note, logging it into your brain? How do you work on that front?
I don't spend a lot of time referring to the notes unless there are particular dates or particular buzzwords that a person may say that I say, okay, I need to remember that, or a particular strategy. So that's how I typically take notes, and it's just more in bullet points as opposed to, listen, I just finished my doctorate, so I've done enough writing with my dissertation. Okay, so I, but I think that I really do spend a lot more time reading other information. I'll give you an example. Here at Wyoming, the senior associate of internal operations is working on a Title IX plan, and he asked if I can be involved in some kind of way. And I asked when the last Title IX plan was put together, and he told me, and I asked, can I read it from the last time? Mm-hmm. So he gave me a very, very, very thick manual. And so I'm just reading from the last plan that was done. So I can at least understand as the new plan is being formed, what was the historical perspective? That helps me with culture. That helps me understand the mindset of the athletic director back then, or how the department was organized, and it'll give me a much better perspective on how I can contribute in moving forward. So when I arrived in my office, I see a lot of manuals, and I just kept pulling them all out, from strategic plans to gender equity manuals to student-athlete handbooks. I'm just reading everything.
One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences.